Well, HeroQuest is going to give you a choice now to be a male elf. Let's paint that. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a good day, because today we're going to be painting the male elf that came in the HeroQuest expansion, Mage of the Mirror. Or is it Mirror of the Mage? I can't remember. Anyways, we're going to be painting it up with a nice charm primer and using some regular old Army Painter Warpaints. Yep, going again back to the basics, take a look at how these old paints work. Even though I don't have any of the Fanatics ones, I still like the old ones. They still work really well. They cover no matter how you try and you can fix them so that they can work well. Let's get to the table and start painting.
Alright, so like I mentioned in the intro, I primed this miniature with the Instant Colors Primer Ice Charm by Scale 75 because originally I thought it was part of the Frozen Horror expansion, just like the Female Barbarian. I didn't realize there was... Anyways, I just mixed them up, so I was like, oh, I was going to do some ice stuff on this one too, and might as well have a nice charm. And instead of using speed paints, well, I'm just going to use regular old war paints, just like this Elven Flesh here, which is extremely yellow, which is very weird. Anyways, but I'll fix it all up later. You know, shades come in washes, they just come in handy at some point. Mummy robes now for certain parts of the shirt here. So if you haven't gotten this expansion, this is for HeroQuest. And it's the Mage of the Mirror. I think I got that right now. And it comes with the male version of the elf. Of course, in the base game, you have the female version. Frankly, I don't know why they had to do male-female like Barbarian in this one, because they're not going to do a female wizard. I don't think so. They're not going to do a female dwarf. I mean, you can play the character you want. I mean, they put a female elf in the first one in the original. Anyways, I'm not going to get into that debacle. I just find it a bit nuts. They could have come up with another hero class. I mean, there are so many classes you can use in the fantasy world or D&D world or anything like that. And as you can see now, I'm painting the hair with some moon dust. It's very yellow, very bright, gives it a nice blonde color here to it. Using one of their Army Painters D&D range paint when they were doing stuff for D&D. Now it's another company that has that now or whatever, but and Army Painter went towards the Game Master range. And I have a feeling that in the Game Master and the D&D range is what they're going to be bringing back out in the Fanatics, because there's a lot of paints in the Warpaint Fanatics that don't have the same names as the base ones, and none of them are close in name in this one either, but the colors look similar just when you look at the color charts. So they might be, and these ones here from this D&D range actually went on really well and covered really well. So it was like it was a new formula already starting to come into works when they were starting to do these D&D and the Game Master paints. So and anyways, one day looking forward to trying out some Fanatics paints. Again, Army Painter, I know you're out there maybe not watching my videos, but that's okay. If you ever want to sponsor a tiny little YouTuber and have some fun and give me some stuff to actually show people what they do instead of making us spend $700 because we watch a bunch of other YouTubers try them out. Anyways, I'm not going to get into that either. We're painting the male elf today from the HeroQuest expansion. I know I'm going back and forth lately with a couple different videos, but it's just, this is stuff I had on my table for such a long time, and I decided to go through them and finally paint them and do the videos on them and get them done, because they're just taking up room for no reason on my table, and I've just been procrastinating about painting them. And I said, you know what, let's paint these different weird things, going back and forth between different games and painting stuff up. I'll get back to Marvel Zombies and other projects as well at some point, and I've got some other cool videos coming up as well, so keep an eye out for that. Yeah, so I really don't know what to talk about very much here other than the amazing coverage again, not using speed paints. I know a lot of people out there are like, oh, you know, some people out there are speed painting all their entire HeroQuest in no time with the slap chop, and to be honest, I'm still not sure if I like the slap chop method. Maybe I'm just not doing it right, but anyway. So here's another example of the D&D paints that they did, which is Vampire Garments. What a beautiful red, and the coverage. Now, I do have a wet tip on my brush here, and as you can see, the paint has gone up quite a bit, but I'm just using the edge of it to paint and get as much as I can on the brush and be able to get down on the paint. But then I'm going very gently to try and get all the areas that I want in this red. and it is covering up so well, especially on top of this Instant Colors primer. Now, I've used it in the past for a few other things, but it's a really nice primer. Even on top or underneath, I should say, speed paints, it'll give them a cooler effect, but they are nice, and I have done it before in the past. You can take a look. I'm sure I have a video. I don't remember which one it was, but go through my channel. I'm sure you'll find something to do with the Ice Primer Charmer with Ice. Wow, Ice Primer Charmer, Ice Charm Primer with some speed paints, or even maybe contrast paints at the time. Anyways, I hope you guys are still enjoying my channel. Please comment down below what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see, what you don't want to see, and I'll try and make it all happen. I also have a community tab that you can go take a look on. I often put polls up there, updates on where I'm at with my work and myself in general. Soon there will be some member exclusive behind the scenes videos, so if you'd like to see those, become a member today and join. There are a bunch of tiers that you can join at and get some specialty perks with those. So hey, always hit that join button, you're always welcome. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you like what you're seeing here and you like more Hero Quest, then subscribe, because I still have lots to paint in there too. I've done the base game, I have lots of furniture left, like I'm talking about lots of furniture left, and a whole bunch of Frozen Horror stuff, a whole bunch of Mage in the Mirror stuff, just a ton of stuff. So stay tuned for more Hero Quest painting videos coming up. Alright, we're using a nice deep blue here from the Army Painter. This one had a little bit more issues with covering, so I went over a couple more times, but again, my brush tip is nice and wet so that it just absorbs the paint more and able to cover a lot well, and just to get through the paint, because a lot of times you're going to use this paint and it's going to either get clumpy or whatever. And it's the same thing with a lot of acrylic paints out there, right? You want to make sure that you have a nice wet brush, you have a wet palette, and you go and paint all this stuff on there. If you're also in the mood for looking up paints and miniatures and all sorts of stuff, you can check out boutiquefdb.com. And yeah. Also, you guys can join my Discord channel. That link is in the description. You can come share what you're working on, show me what you're painting, show stuff that actually inspired you from my channel that you might have painted. I'd love to see all that stuff. And of course, you can't comment with pictures in YouTube, so hey, join my Discord and there you go. Alright, we're moving on to some Hoplite Gold for that wonderful shield of this elf. In the end, this miniature just turns out looking amazing. Again, any miniature is better painted than the gray color that they come in, or whatever color plastic they are in. So even if you are new at painting, welcome again. I'm here to help teach you and guide you through the easiest ways possible to get your miniatures to the table. As you can see, I'm using some Reikland Fleshshade here on the face and the hair, because it gives the hair a more natural look, to be honest. And with the Nuln Oil now going on the rest of the whole miniature here, it's going to give the shadows a little bit more effect. And again, if you have the time and you feel like it, you can go back over with a little bit lighter color than the original color you put on the bottom underneath, and give it a more of a highlight. But I find Nuln Oil does a good job just getting to the nooks and crannies, and when it dries, it keeps the look that you had before. And there you have it, folks. The male elf is painted and ready for the table. Here are a list of the paints I used for this miniature. Again, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Also, a quick shout out to my new patron, Felix Gagnon Bélanger. Welcome, and I hope you stick around for more exclusive videos. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button, comment down below, and we'll see you all in the next one.